Lagers, Pilsners, India Pale Ales, double IPAs, Doppelbocks, Belgian Goldens. That's right, it's all here on another round of Brewsday Tuesday. Here's DreZ and Big Nate.
Brewsday Tuesday returns after the little Nirvana. Hope you enjoy that. Hope you enjoy that, HC. It is
you can't stop us from listening to Nirvana and then drinking your beer.
Yep, no doubt about it. Brewsday Tuesday is brought to you by the Cellar Restaurant and Six Pack Store downtown Blacksburg. Not only do they have a fantastic selection of beer, but also the food. Phenomenal. I could go for some of that right now, dude. Favorite thing of the cellar? What you said? You just get pizza? Is that or no?
It's the pizza. You had to get the pizza and the barbecue together. Barbecue chicken or beef or pork pizza.
Well, I've been over this many a times. We talk about all the runs, so we usually like to have pizza before a big run, and without fail, every single time, we'll get a couple different pizzas, or whatever. The barbecue or barbecue chicken, whatever it is, it's always the best. Yeah. It always is. It's always the best one. So when in doubt.
The ingredients are there. It's barbecue usually for what you would put on pizza, because you're not putting Carolina sauce on a pizza. It's tomato based. The primary ingredients usually something like ketchup, and then you've got your brown sugar and all your additives. So nothing about it cannot be delicious, but buffalo chicken is my all-time favorite.
Yeah, I can get down on that for sure. No diggity. I'll have to back you up on that. So we are drinking beer from Creek Bottom Brewing out of Galax. I just popped their Back to the River Barley Wine, 11%, and it comes in one of the big bottles, the 19.2 ounce bad boy, which now I've seen cans of that size. It's fairly common for like these imperial style beers, which is fantastic. I'm all about it.
Companies are moving to the 19.2 ounces. Even Liquid Death, which is the heavy
water.
metal canned water, has now all their 12 packs are now 19.2 ounces, which is crazy given what you're paying for water. Yeah, hell yeah, give me almost 20 ounces.
Yeah, it makes sense to do that instead of just the tall boys, which I like Liquid Death. I like everything about the fact that it's metal as hell, that it's literally metal, aluminum cans, trying to save the environment that way rather than the plastics, water bottles. But there's still something so weird to me, popping a can and it's water. Like it's just so strange. I remember the first time that happened was Monster Energy was doing water.
Yeah.
Canned water at
their festivals.
At a festival, yeah. And it was just so odd to me.
Bizarre.
Yeah.
I do enjoy, now they've got the flavored ones, like my particular favorite is Mango Chainsaw. But I also
Liquid Death is doing the flavored ones now?
Yeah, they got Mango Chainsaw, Severed Lime, and there's another one, Bury It Alive, which is berry flavored.
Berry, okay.
And Mango Chainsaw is delicious, but I still can't do like their straight white can water. It's odd.
Yeah.
Because you shouldn't pop a can and have it have a flat sound.
And it just tastes like water.
Yeah, that's not gonna work.
No. So what did you just pop over there? How was the sound?
Creek Bottom Company, Spencer Doppelbock, 7.4% ABV. Dopplebock, again, another one of those styles. It's not necessarily in my wheelhouse, but excited for this adventure.
You're not into the Doppelbocks?
They're just not so. I think it's more an opportunity. Dopplebocks aren't widely as made as like your IPAs, your sours. I tend to gravitate towards what's readily available. And
no, yeah, it's not what I seek out, but when I see it up there, it does usually pique my interest because they are few and far between, the Doppelbock. So I'm interested to see your thoughts on that and how they did at Creek Bottom. So
your run, let's hear what
happened. Yeah, okay. So basically, the run plan is We were parked over there at Creek Bottom. The the trail ends, I mean, very, very close to where we were staying at Creek Bottom. So the plan was to put in at what was the Austinville spot on the trail. We're gonna go park there and then we run. It'll be 21 miles, 21 and a half. I don't know. Maybe we'll do 21, stop, and then just walk the other half. But the morning of the run, I asked BB, I'm like, do you know like what is there a rundown of where bathrooms are on the trail that might be good to know? So she's looking up like, the trail website, and come to find out they're doing construction on the bridge, right? Like the very last bridge we need to cross to get to the end of the trail and to where the brewery is. So we had to call like an audible, and we're like, okay, well, and before we drive to park our car in Austinville, we go to scope out where we think and what we'll have to do is we planned out like a road. We were like, okay, we'll just hop off the trail and run on the road back to the thing. The run on the road not only made it longer, but also one of the nice things about running on that trail is it's good and flat. It was an old rail trail. The road is not good and flat and a rail trail. It is on all these hills. And this would be coming in at mile like 20.
Yeah.
So
you're already
right when you don't,
gassed,
the last thing you
almost.
want to do is come to hills. So needless to say, the run, and even before we got to that point, the run did not go well at all. I think at mile, what was it? Maybe mile 12-ish. BB was getting like a bit of a cramp or something, so we stopped, did some stretching, which I've come to learn is the last thing that I can't do it. I just need to keep going, because once I stop, then I feel how bad my legs, like it really comes in and be like, oh man. And then it's just hard for me to get back into it and get back into the rhythm. I've come to learn that I just can't stop. I just got to keep going.
Iron, definitely, like you were saying with the meat.
Iron.
Potassium.
Well,
Bring kale chips and banana chips.
Well, the thing is,
I don't know.
You can only bring so much.
At a certain point, you're like bogged down with
Yeah.
snacks. But you're dehydrated, so they don't have that much weight.
Yeah. Well, and that was the other thing. As I was running, I did just feel hungry. And we thought we had eaten so much prior to, but I'm like, man, I just feel hungry. I think the other mistake we made, she really likes these, the Milky Ways with the double, you get the double, like the fudge. There's this new one we just found out. It's like a cookie dough one or something. Either way, we end up eating a candy bar as running fuel, and I can't do that anymore. Both times we've done that, it's not gone well. I need like a protein bar or something before the run, not just chocolate. Well, that's not good running fuel for me.
Nougat's filled with air. You gotta have like some nuts or something. Like a Snickers probably would have been perfect. I think it's just the wrong candy bar.
Maybe. So these are the mistakes we've been making.
Take 5, perfect. It's got pretzels, which have salt. It's got peanuts. It's got peanut butter.
I do like a Take 5.
Yeah.
All right. Maybe I'll do that.
The wrong candy bar.
Maybe
I'll
not
just
the candy bar. I'll stick with the protein for now, because this last weekend it did work well. We had a Cliff Bar that tasted pretty good, and
those are tasty.
It gave me the energy I needed. But so we get to, the plan was to get to that junction that we saw and then split off and run or walk the rest of the way to the car. We didn't even get that far. I was just so gassed. She left me in the dust, and I just couldn't do it. Between mile 16 and I guess it was 19 and a half when we finally stopped. I was just running a little bit, falling out. Basically, I was listening to music, and I would run for a song and then walk for a song, run for a song, because I just couldn't do it. And then it sucked, because our initial plan was, all right, we'll run to this spot. It'll be like 20 miles, and then we can just get a lift back, an Uber or whatever. Not a lot of Ubers in Galax. So that plan was
By
immediately
the time you've
crushed.
walked to where you're going, the Uber is like just leaving their house.
BB actually tried to walk up, like she just saw a lady, who had just hopped off the trail, getting in her car. Hey, are you heading back to Galax by chance? Do you think you could? And then she was like, "No, sorry." And understandably so. Just a random lady by herself, two people. People you got to be weary of stuff, I guess. But man, it would have been so nice if we could have just hitched a
Yeah.
ride because after a terrible 20-mile run, we're still 2.5 miles from our RV. We're out of water, we're out of food. Like it was much less than ideal.
There are horror movies that start out this way.
It was midday. It was midday or early morning.
Have you
That's the
ever
thing.
seen Wrong Turn? A lot of the action happens during the day.
Well, and the saddest thing was we were trying to hurry to get back to your barbecue, and we
Yeah.
knew that this was taking way much longer than it needed to.
We knew there was
So
gonna be a story, and
we walked back to the RV, and it was a crappy walk back. And I get there, and my plan was to go back into the brewery and buy beer for the show. So she was like, "I'll get the RV ready. You go ahead and do that." And I could barely walk. Like this was the longest run I had done in my life. In my life.
Barkeep beer.
Yeah. So by the time I got back, walked to the brewery. This was just again, we were just in the parking lot, and it was a little. I guess we were in Herschel's parking lot, so it was a little further. But by the time I got back from getting those beers, she had everything ready. The RV was ready to go,
Ready to go.
but then we had to go get our car and everything. It was less than ideal. But what I was getting to was we did not finish that leg of the trail. And by the time I'm done with this training, BB's planned it out that I will have done the entire New River State Trail. And so now that's kind of a little,
You can't
a
have
little
that.
still dangling. So we'll have to go back and do that I don't even know, maybe a mile of trail that we missed out on because of all of this. But it works out good because hopefully we can just stay at Creek Bottom parking lot again, or Herschel's parking lot, whatever. And
Blair Nirvana straight at the brewery.
just give HC a little crap. But I don't know. I don't know if the Doppelbock, I guess it's not your flavor. I'm assuming the can, same issue with the carbonation. This bottle, same issue. Luckily, with the barley wine,
You don't need the carbonation.
you
as much.
don't need it. You don't need it at all. In fact, looking back, I mean, I'm sure I could check the Untapped app, which is how we like to rate our beers, by the way. It was a spot that had, when you untap it, you're on the screen and everything, which was phenomenal. And it was a verified venue, which I do absolutely love. It makes picking the beer so much easier. That's how we rate our beers. DreZ Drinks is my handle. Big Nate Danger sits across from me. 0.25 up to 5 if it's a really good beer. This, I don't think was on tap. I think you had to buy this bottle, if I'm not mistaken. Otherwise, I surely would have probably tried the barley wine, even though I knew that I had to go. But this is the best beer from Creek Bottom. This is just delicious. It's pretty much exactly what you're looking for in a barley wine. I mean, obviously the high ABV is 11%. I wish does it have a description on what all they're using?
It's got a beautiful label.
Yeah, the label is fantastic. And I do love, Back to the River. Great name. I wish I knew a little bit more about what they're using because it does. If I had to
Barley
guess,
and wine.
maybe some wine. I mean, they might even be aging in some wine barrels or something. I don't know. I guess it would say that I don't know. It doesn't say much, but it does taste delicious. This is, again, their best beer. I'm going to give it a 4.5. 4.5 from yours truly. This is, if you're going to Bottom Creek, this is the beer to get to go for sure.
So Spencer, the Doppelbock, 7.4% ABV.
I said Bottom Creek Bottom. Sorry.
There's the words are there. People will find
It's
it
there.
if they Google it.
I've been drinking barley wine. Cut me a break.
They're tagged in the video above. It's fine. Doppelbock's not a style I've really explored, whereas with the amber, I could kind of tell what was there. So without the carbonation being optimal, I'm not entirely sure. Again, it's like I'm drinking beer juice. 7.4 ABV
That helps a little,
gets
doesn't
you
it?
a buzz. It's not completely offensive to my palate. It tastes like it would taste really good carbonated. I'm gonna go ahead. This is not as good as I thought the amber was. I'll give it a 3.75.
Okay, 375. There you go. Yeah, I don't know if there's just an issue or they're working on something, but long story short, maybe don't get cans to go when you go visit. Just drink it from the tap down there at Creek Bottom. But still, awesome venue. And again, I wish I could vouch for the food. I'm pretty sure. I mean, the people sitting next to us, they were eating the pizza. They said it was amazing.
If you're
Everything, food wise, everything looked great.
If you're gonna put your pizza in a brick oven, it's gonna be good.
And when we go back, we're definitely we'll have some of that pizza, no doubt about it. That's a wrap on Brewsday Tuesday. We will drink some more beers next week. I got a couple shows. I'm not too sure which one we're gonna do. I did go back to Richmond, so I have some more Richmond beers. I got some beers that my cousin brought me from Raleigh. So I don't know. We'll figure it out. But either way, we'll be drinking beer again 1 week from today, right here on 105.3 The Bear. So we'll talk to you then.